Hello, I'm pleased to have Justin Conroy with us today. Justin is Program Manager with Radix Engineering and Software. Welcome. Yeah.
Thank you, Peter.
So a lot of interest in digital transformation, and companies are always interested in different projects and initiatives. From Radix Engineering Software perspective, what do you see as happening, or what kind of progress is there in the industry?
Thanks, Peter. It's interesting, I have to say. So we see everything from the full spectrum of people and customers who are not doing anything to customers who are really just going down the path of full commitment, right? And in the last 2 or 3 years, we've really monitored a lot of customers going from stages of POC, proof of concept projects, and seeing the successes, seeing the value, getting their money's worth out of those POCs. And now what we're seeing more is that customers are starting to roll out those projects globally. And that's been really, really encouraging. And that really applies to the customers, of course, that are going down the path of full commitment. In terms of customers that are not doing anything, it's a little bit stressing, I guess, as you could say. It's you really just want to see these customers really move forward and move forward.
Yeah. So here's a question for you, Justin. So companies that haven't begun a digitalization initiative or begun their transformation journey, what advice do you give them?
Bite the bullet and get started, and don't bite a bullet that's too big, I guess you could say. It's really important to define a scope of work that is achievable, so that you can prove to the people who are going to help you move forward after things actually get proven. Most customers, I think they're the ones who haven't started. They're afraid to start because they're afraid that it's not going to be worth it. But we keep hearing about fail fast and just move forward. And I think this is really, really important. We've got to get to a point where we can get some small scopes together, get some quick wins, prove things out, and just move forward. And I think the other thing that I would say, as far as customers who have not started, rely on the industry, rely on service providers, rely on consultants. If you don't necessarily know what you're doing or don't have the expertise to move forward in a digital transformation, there's lots of companies out there like Radix. There's lots of people out there who are willing to help you and help you move forward.
Okay, thanks, Justin. Yeah. So digital twins is a really hot technology trend these days, and we've seen digital trends or digital twins across operations, maintenance, supply chain. What are the things that companies need to consider before deploying digital twins?
I think the biggest thing that they need to consider is, what is a digital twin to them? Everyone we've talked to and everyone we've worked with kind of has their own definition exactly of what a digital twin is and what it can provide. At Radix, we really look at it in 3 aspects. So there's the process digital twin, there's the plant digital twin, and the equipment digital twin. So from a process standpoint, we're talking about building simulations that can help advise operations on best ways of operating and performing. From a plant perspective, it's more about the 3D models and the maintenance and the predictive analytics to actually make sure that you're running as best you can and not going down when you're not expecting it. And then from an equipment perspective, we're looking at things like asset health and asset health monitoring to make sure that the assets are performing during their entire life cycle.
So Justin, the question is how do you see artificial intelligence and machine learning as a tool to help bring a new generation of workers on board?
So at Radix, we see AI and technology as a tool to bring new workers on board by using those technologies to transition information. So, for example, if you have a senior level SME working at a site who, this is the guy that knows everything there is to know about the site or even, that asset or whatever the case may be, all that knowledge they have is up here in their head. And it might, in some cases, even be on a spreadsheet, which is honestly hard to decipher. And the reality is that there are better tools out there than spreadsheets and training sessions that can help bring that knowledge into a more standardized solution, a more maintainable solution, something that will help you actually carry that information over through time. Something like, for example, OSI SoftPy asset framework. This is something we see a lot of our customers using, where SMEs will be interviewed, or sometimes they'll even do it themselves. They'll code in their knowledge into that system so that that knowledge can be retained and transferred through the generations. And something like that is a lot easier to transfer to newer generations than, in terms of people, than some of the other tools that are out there.
Justin, thanks very much for being with us today. We'll be very interested in watching the progress from Radix. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Peter.
We've been speaking with Justin Conroy today. Justin is Program Manager with Radix Engineering and Software. Thanks for watching.